Welcome to 10-Minute English Stories. Today's story is very special. It will help you learn English faster, and it will touch your heart. Are you ready? Let's begin. What if I told you that the biggest reason you are not speaking English right now is not your brain? It is not your memory. It is not your vocabulary. It is something else, something much simpler. Something you can fix starting today. A young man named Leo discovered this secret, but first, his life had to fall apart. And it happened in a moment he will never forget. Leo was 23 years old. He came from a small town called Oaxaca in Mexico. He was not rich, but he was strong. He was brave. He had one big dream: to move to America and build a better life for his family. After saving money for 2 years, Leo finally got his chance. He packed one small bag, he hugged his mother, he said goodbye to his town, and he moved to Chicago. He was excited, he was hopeful, but deep inside, he was terrified. Because Leo could not speak English, not even one full sentence. He had studied some English in school, but he could not use it. The words were locked inside him, and he did not know the key. His first week at work was the hardest week of his life. On day 1, his boss, a tall man named Mr. Harris, called everyone into a meeting room. He looked at Leo and said, "Would you like to introduce yourself to the team?" Leo stood up, he opened his mouth, but nothing came out, just silence. His face turned red, his hands shook. Everyone waited. Then, from the back of the room, someone laughed. It was just one small laugh, but it felt like thunder. Leo sat back down. He wanted the floor to swallow him. That night, he went back to his tiny apartment. He sat on the edge of his bed. He stared at the wall. He thought about calling his mother, but what would he say? That he was failing? That he could not speak? He did not call. He just sat in the dark, alone. And for the first time in his life, Leo felt truly invisible. But Leo was not a man who gave up easily. The next morning, he made a promise to himself. "I will learn English, no matter what." He went to the public library near his apartment. He borrowed every English book he could find. He downloaded language apps. He signed up for free English classes at the community center. He worked 8 hours a day, then studied 3 more hours every night. He slept only 5 hours, then started all over again, every single day. But something was wrong. Weeks passed, then months. Leo could read English words, he could understand grammar rules, he could pass written tests in his English class, but when it was time to speak, he froze. Every time. The words were in his head, but they would not come out of his mouth. He felt like a bird in a cage, ready to fly, but unable to open the door. 3 months went by. Leo was exhausted. His eyes were always tired. His heart was getting heavy. He started to wonder, maybe some people are just born to learn languages, and others are not. He wondered if he was one of the unlucky ones. He didn't know it yet, but that night was about to change everything. One cold Tuesday evening, after a long and painful day at work, Leo walked through the park near his apartment. He sat down on a wooden bench. The wind was cold, the sky was gray. He put his face in his hands, and for the first time, he cried. He cried because he was tired. He cried because he felt stupid. He cried because he missed home. He cried because his dreams seemed farther away than ever. And then, something strange happened. An old man sat down beside him. His name was Mr. Thomas. He was 68 years old. He had white hair and very kind eyes. He looked at Leo and said, "You look like a man carrying a very heavy bag." Leo tried to explain his problem. His words were broken. His sentences didn't make sense. But Mr. Thomas listened. He didn't correct Leo. He didn't laugh. He just listened. Like Leo's words mattered. Like Leo mattered. And in that moment, Leo felt something warm inside his chest, something he hadn't felt in a long time. He felt seen. Mr. Thomas smiled and said, "May I show you something?" He took out his old phone. He played a short 3-minute video, just a man talking. Normal, everyday English. Simple, natural, real. Then Mr. Thomas said, "Watch this video every day, then stop it and say exactly what the man says. Copy him, every word, every sound. Don't think about grammar. Don't translate. Just copy, like a parrot." Leo thought it sounded too simple. He almost said no. He almost walked away, but he didn't. And that decision changed his life. That night, Leo watched the same 3-minute video 10 times. Then he pressed pause, and he tried to say exactly what the man in the video said, word by word, sound by sound. At first, it felt strange. He sounded silly. He laughed at himself, but he kept going. His mouth was learning new shapes. His brain was connecting English sounds to real feelings, not to grammar rules, not to translations, just to real human feelings. He did this every day for 6 weeks. What happened next shocked even him. One Friday morning, there was a big team meeting at work. Leo's boss said, "I need new ideas. Anyone?" The room was silent. Leo had an idea, a real idea. He had been thinking about it for days. But could he say it? In English? In front of everyone? The same people who had heard his silence before? His heart was pounding. His throat was dry. He closed his eyes for 1 second. He thought of the old man in the park. He thought of his mother back in Mexico. He thought of that cold bench and his tears. Then he opened his eyes. He stood up and he spoke. "I have one idea," he said. "I think we can improve the delivery system. It can save us time. I can explain more." The room was quiet. Then his boss smiled, a big, real smile. "Leo, that's excellent. Please, go ahead." And Leo did. Not perfectly, but clearly, bravely, with heart. After the meeting, his colleague Sarah walked up to him. She said, "Leo, your English has changed so much. What happened?" Leo smiled. He said, "I stopped trying to be perfect. I started trying to be real." After that day, Leo never stopped practicing. He listened, he copied, he spoke, he made mistakes, he laughed at the mistakes, and he kept going. 1 year later, Leo became a team leader at the same company. He was speaking English every day, confidently, naturally, with joy. He called his mother back in Mexico. He told her everything. She cried tears of happiness, and he cried too. And that small, cold apartment that once felt like a prison now felt like the starting line of something beautiful. Here is what Leo's story teaches us. You don't need a perfect accent to speak English. You don't need expensive classes. You don't need to know every grammar rule. You just need one thing: courage. The courage to open your mouth even when you are afraid. Every mistake you make is not a failure. It is a step. Every time you try, your brain grows stronger. Your confidence grows louder. So today, right now, wherever you are, speak. Even one sentence, even one word. Your voice is important, and your story is just beginning. Thank you for watching 10-Minute English Stories. If this story inspired you, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. New stories every week, made just for you. See you in the next one.